was just thinking maybe you should share the story, you know, involving the canoe. Because it was a fun, exciting weekend for you, a fun, exciting evening for you. And I think that you should share that with people.
So this story actually made it into my stand-up routine because the first time it was ever told was FCLR because we needed to hear a story that didn't happen to furries.
Oh God, this one.
And like I said, I run multiple events, and for a while I was partial owner of a campsite.
This is the concert.
Where we threw concerts every now and then.
This is a good
So,
story.
all right, I'm standing up for this one. So there we were, the first day of the concert. Now this was the first time we've thrown one of this size. Normally we throw a concert we were right near NIU. It was beautiful. These local bands would come out. They'd have a following of, 50 people. They'd show up at the campsite, they'd have the concert, we'd set up the stage, they'd set up the sound equipment, they'd play their music, they'd all get a little drunk, it's a campsite, they vomited in the lake, the fish ate it, we were fine. But this time, I guess, NIU went a little bit farther, and one of their clubs got together and said, hey, it'd be fun, that place where we all puke in the lake, let's throw a rave. So they got those kind of bands. And a campsite that could easily fit way more people than we ever had, all of a sudden became full. Because they descended on this campsite with about 1,000 people. And our biggest event prior to that was 200. Now we were ready, we knew it was going to happen. We had golf carts all gassed up and powered up. We had filled the bathrooms with the required amount of those giant rolls of industrial toilet paper, no matter what you do, your finger's going through and you're going to find out just how gay you are. We had locked up all of our personal possessions, we had a place to sleep, and we started the weekend. And that weekend started for me in registration, where I was working with my good friend Bill. Now Bill, to describe him, looks like Pandez if Pandez had just recently ate me. Bill is a very large gentleman, he's one of the most jolly people you ever meet, and a very quick-witted individual, which was evident by all the people who tried to come in and bribe him so they didn't have to pay. One of which bribed him with more money than it would have cost him to get into the event. He was high already. I enjoyed that moment. But his moment of glory was when a gentleman and his girlfriend came in and said, we don't have any money to pay, but we do have this. And she lifted up her shirt to Bill. And Bill looked at her and went, mine are better than you. Lift it up.
Amazing.
That was how the weekend started. Now, once we got registration going, you guys see what I do here. I try to move around. We just keep things moving. I'm one of the organizers. But when you see a gap as an organizer, and all of us know this, the con chairman at a perfectly run con is the easiest position in the world. Until anything goes wrong, because that's what we do. We fill the gaps. And this time that gap was security. So myself and the gentleman you've seen me with this weekend, Steve, we decided that we needed to both start doing some pretty heavy security. Because 2 youths were caught with a piece of Tupperware. A piece of Tupperware with their mom's name written on it, filled with shrooms. For those of you who don't know what shrooms are, it's kind of like food and fun together. And then a light show with your eyes closed. They had a piece of Tupperware about this big and were trying to sell them, and the first person they tried to sell them to was Bill. Purchased some, and then told me and Steve. So we went to these 2 gentlemen and was like, hey guys, look, and we're just like here. We're not in the business of getting people in trouble. They're stupid kids. We've all made mistakes. We're like, guys, you are obviously drunk and high as shit. Where's your car? Got their car keys, put them in their car, told them to sleep it off. We kept the shrooms. It lasted us for about a month. As we were doing this, because we had to go over to the parking lot to escort them to their car, I looked over. Now we have a storage facility. It's a small shed. that shed has a lock on it. But I should have said that in past tense because the lock was laying on the ground in front of it. Now, I am a pyrotechnic. Every year in Nero, we do one event, just one, where we have a pyrotechnic display to end a battle or something to really light up the night sky. And I always overbuy. They didn't take the sparklers, they didn't take the bottle rockets, they didn't take the normal fireworks. They took the aerial mortars. Notably, my entire box of leftover quarter aerial sticks. That is a quarter stick of dynamite that goes up and then sets off car alarms. So we knew we were in a little bit of trouble. So now we're really on guard. We're checking everything, and now the reports are pouring in. Steve has just called me. He's like, I don't know what to do. I just went into the bathrooms, and every roll of toilet paper is gone. Okay, go get more toilet paper. On the way over there, we're getting into the golf cart. It doesn't start. It started moving, and then it died on us. Like, what the hell? Gas tank empty. Somebody had siphoned the gas out of our golf cart. So we went over to the electric golf cart. Now we're just putting out fires, not literal fires. The campfires were fine. It was the people that were lighting the campfire by having a row of gasoline go from one to the other.
This is die hard?
It might as well. These guys listened to their music, got high and drunk as shit, and decided that this campsite was their playground. So as we are talking to two of the drunkest people we have ever dealt with in our lives, from behind us we hear as somebody steals the last electric golf cart. I am 6'8". If you've seen me walk around, you obviously know I'm not very athletic. I cannot run very well. Steve can. Steve is an ex-gymnast. He has stamina. Don't read into that. Steve went chasing after the golf cart. Golf carts don't go that fast, so he was pacing. And I'm trying not to laugh in front of the two drunk people as I watch Steve.
Good job, Steve.
Oh, he's amazing.
I love your imitation of someone running. This doesn't look right.
What, did I do this? Yeah. This is how I run. It's just I take the momentum and lean forward. I go.
Controlled ball.
Controlled ball, yeah. See how long I can last. Well, finally, I'm trying to get done with these. People are falling asleep. And I get one of the last calls of the night, and that is our barn. This is not it's a barn, guys. A full-fledged barn where we store everything. And the first thing I thought is, oh God, they stole the tractor. Oh, they're going to kill everyone. And I go over there, the door to the barn is broken, and inside, the only thing missing, a canoe. Well, okay. And we're done. I look out into the night sky. I see in the distance. We laid down that night. We were sitting outside of our trailer, which is where we would consider logistics. We each had a drink in hand. Most of the site is asleep. And in the middle of Steve's toast, thanking all of us for our hard work, the lake exploded. There's a rule when running security, there's a rule in the furry fandom. 95% of you are amazing. It's that 5% that you gotta watch out for. That 5% is what did everything I just described in that story. Because what they needed was something to do. So they cut the lock on the shed to find out what was inside, found a bunch of high-powered explosives, and quick-burning fuse. They realized what they had, now they needed a vessel, so they went and stole a canoe. They needed a fuel source, so they got all the toilet paper lining the bottom of the canoe. They needed something to keep it burning, so they stole the gasoline to pour on the toilet paper lining the bottom of the canoe. And that's when they sent it out into the lake and learned the difference between quick-burn fuse and slow-burn fuse. Who knows the difference? In the time it took you to raise your hand, that fuse had already hit the canoe. and the equivalency of about 10 sticks of dynamite exploded in the middle of a lake. Don't forget these were aerials, which means they have a charge, then they have the explosion. So the first one, bam, sent dynamite everywhere. And the second one, bam, sent water everywhere. And pieces of a canoe. And when we heard this, we got up and ran. Ran because somebody had still stolen our damn golf cart. And as we're going over there, I saw one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. Two greatest things. One, no one got hurt. And two was a piece of a canoe sticking out of a goddamn tree. And then, because a lot of Nero people help, a lot of them are here, a lot of them help at the campsite, we still go to that tree. We did for a long time. We tell people that want to volunteer for us, guys, it's a lot of hard work. It's sometimes thankless. And I'll tell you this right now, you'll get a story out of it.